the Love This Life podcast with LOCASH and JR. Here's the boys.
Well, welcome to the I Love This Life podcast.
Hey, we back.
Episode
5.
That's right.
Woo!
And we still like each other.
Yeah, we're getting there.
That's questionable.
We're getting there.
Well, we can talk afterwards. Anyway,
Yeah.
Hey, big shout out to our very first sponsor.
Ladies and gentlemen, Audio Technica in the house for
How
sending
do we
us.
sound?
You sound great.
It sounds great.
Sounds awesome.
I mean,
Sounds
we got
great.
mics.
I'm listening to you right now.
Look,
Yeah.
the new headphones that you're wearing right there, these are the limited edition Deep Sea Blue.
That's right.
And you can get these, and obviously they're Bluetooth too if you want them to be Bluetooth.
Right.
Roxanne totally hooked us up.
Thank you, Roxanne.
Swagged us out.
You're awesome.
She takes care of us on tour.
We got
And now
shirts too. We got
She
shirts
takes
too.
care of us on the podcast.
I love it.
So we are completely AT'd out all the way.
I like it.
So we got the headphones, we got the mic booms, and we got the mics, and they sound crispy. So I love it.
Yes.
Very cool. But we have a very special guest as well today. Chris, please introduce this gentleman.
Well, he's a good friend of mine. He's also my neighbor, and my son's best friend is his son. So,
And the toughest guy you know.
He is the toughest guy I know. But and he likes to drink blood with me, and that is wine. His name is Chad Allegra, in other words, a.k.a. Machine Gun Carl Anderson from the WWE, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is.
Go, baby.
The toughest guy you know is possibly questionable, but I know that I'm having a good day already, baby. It's midday, 2 p.m.ish, and I'm drinking some Camus special selection.
Yes.
I'm having a good day.
Thank you, Camus.
You
Thank
look good
very
doing
much.
it, Chad.
Thank you, baby, very much. It's hot in here.
It is hot.
It's a perfect room, though, with all your stuff around. All
We
these,
just got to get a fan in here. You know what I mean? Some
beautiful
sort of air
things.
conditioner.
you know, I had a podcast.
Some sort of.
We had a podcast for a while called Talking Shop, and it did pretty good.
Yeah,
We
you
were
guys
on it
blew
with
up.
you once.
Yes.
Or twice, maybe,
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was the hardest thing we ever did.
Yeah.
It was hard.
But you guys were crushing
it
it.
sucked. We were crushing it.
You should bring it back.
No, I'm good.
No, you're done.
We'll just
do
bring
this
you on
one
ours.
here.
Okay.
Yep.
You
I'm
go on
gonna come
ours.
you guys. Let's go. I'm gonna come on you guys. I'm gonna come on your guys.
Well,
This match is sponsored by
guys,
Trojan.
There's
Sponsored by Trojan.
there's the headline of this one.
Thanks for having me, boys.
Well, let's talk about it, man. I mean, WWE, how long you been doing it? Where does this start for you? I mean, I hate to ask the cliche question, but how do
Yeah.
you get into something like this for people that have never, have a chance to talk to someone like yourself?
Dude, I liked wrestling since I was 5 years old. My dad took me to a show at the Asheville Civic Center. I grew up in North Carolina, and I saw Ric Flair, man, and I lost my mind. He cut a promo. He was the world champion. It was him versus like Dusty Rhodes and Nikita Koloff,
Dusty
the Rockin'
Rhodes.
Express. I mean, I was enamored, and it came on at 6:05 and 5:05 p.m. back in the day on TBS, on Saturdays and Sundays. And I couldn't take it. I loved it. I grew up on the NWA, and so I ended up going to college in North Carolina, a little Division II school called Morris Hill College, and I played baseball there for 2 years. And then I saw this thing on MTV called True Life. I Want to Be a Pro Wrestler. You can look it up. You know, it's True
That's
Life.
amazing.
Yeah,
Of
absolutely.
course.
This is awesome already.
Yeah. So the True Life, I'm a Pro Wrestler. You can find it on YouTube or wherever you can find it. The whole fucking thing's there. I recorded it on my VHS tape, and I watched it one time. Then I watched it again and again and again and again, and I was like, "Where is that school?" Because I never heard of wrestling schools before, right? There's like
Right.
they follow this wrestling school in Cincinnati, Ohio. I told my mom I'm quitting college and I'm going to be a pro wrestler.
Damn right.
She was like, "I mean, you what?" I said, "Nah, I'm out." Because you got to remember too, this would have been 2000, right? And I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a 6 foot guy. 220 pounds, but this was at the time when The Rock was on top, Stone Cold Steve Austin's on top. These guys were big guys. So when I told people I was quitting college to go be a wrestler, they looked at me like I was crazy.
Right.
And I was, I guess, but I couldn't help it. I did it. So I quit school and moved to Cincinnati, got an apartment, worked at UPS, started training, ended up being a independent wrestler where you get to wrestle in front of 50 people or 100 people, and that's moving fast through the story, but did that until 2006. Then I met somebody that said you should move. That was in Cincinnati and Kentucky and Tennessee, just small little wrestling independent shows all around. And I met somebody that said in 2006 that said you should come to Los Angeles because I think you're good and maybe have a shot to go to Japan. And I was like, go to Japan? Like, I'm in. So I left Cincinnati, who my now wife was my girlfriend in Cincinnati, and I just said, I'm out. Hopefully we can stay together. I don't know. Moved to LA, independent wrestling in there, in Los Angeles, San Francisco, Mexico, just wherever. Just these aren't very high paying stuff. I was jobless and getting paid $50, $60, $100. Wow. Just roughing it out, living with other independent wrestlers. And then finally in 2008, just to fast forward, I got a call that said New Japan Pro Wrestling, which is based in Tokyo, wants to bring you in for a 3-month contract.
Wow.
We got to live in the dojo in
Japan,
Japan and go. And so I said, let's do it. They sent the contract. I signed, and bam, I moved to Tokyo and ended up working in New Japan Pro Wrestling for 8 years, which is all over the country of Japan. Then in 2016, WWE called me and my partner and signed us then. So then 4 years in WWE. COVID hit. We got released by WWE, but we went straight to Impact Wrestling, which is based in Nashville, which you know all about, right?
Yeah.
Which was another. I mean, that was another awesome learning moment too, because WWE was great, but then we didn't expect to get released. Then so getting the opportunity to go to Impact, we almost learned more because we got to, we're working in front of silent. There's no people in these crowds, so we're learning how to wrestle even differently with no noise, no people. All you do in pro wrestling is you're trying to get a reaction,
Right.
And then so you're just having wrestling matches in front of silence. It was we learned a lot there. Then 2 years there, and then we got a chance to go to do AEW, which is on TBS, which is another company that's a $1 billion company owned by the guy that owns the Jaguars.
Yep.
And then WWE just called again, so we just got hired there again. We're back there since
awesome.
October. I mean, it's a lot.
It's great.
Is it like, let's talk baseball. You mentioned baseball. Is it like that as far as like minor leagues, big leagues, trying to get?
Yeah, they're scouts. Are there scouts?
Right. Is WWE the major leagues? Or
so now I've always said WWE was the main spot that I wanted to go, right? But then as I got into the business, I started to realize there's so much more out there. Like there is Impact Wrestling, which for 2 years paid us great and helped me make a great living. AEW now is owned by Tony Khan, who owns the Jaguars. They're the major leagues too, because these guys can make a lot of money. New Japan Pro Wrestling pays guys really, really good. But I mean, I think at the end all be all, it's the WWE, right? Mm-hmm. But now it's like WWE, AEW, New Japan. Those guys can all be considered the major.
But you were right. I mean, growing up, it was NWA, and WWE.
And WWE.
That was it.
Those two were the only places that because you could go to Japan and make money, but nobody knew about it.
Yeah.
Unless you were in the wrestling business.
Yeah.
But Japan, it's huge over there, right?
Huge.
I mean, you're over there a lot still to this day.
Yeah, I'm done with it now. I
You are?
I just finished up. We had 30,000 people in the Tokyo Dome, is where the Tokyo Giants play, right? And they usually they sell out 60,000 is how much that place holds. And that'd be really cool someday to get a chance to go watch a Tokyo baseball game, guys. If you do.
So Adam Jones played for the Giants over there.
That's right, he did.
Yeah, he was over there. That's one of my good buddies.
He played for the Braves.
Maybe in the Braves or the Giants. One of the two.
I mean, from the Braves in America.
No, Adam Jones here played for the Orioles. He may have had a tender at the Braves, but then played for.
All I know is while he was in Japan, we follow him on Instagram.
Yes.
And while he was in Japan, I feel like every single night Adam Jones had great steaks.
Yeah.
And sushi.
The sushi
was ridiculous.
I loved watching.
He said the food over in Japan is absolutely insane. Yeah.
Next level.
And they love Americans.
They love Americans.
Yeah.
It's like when I went there. So this past year during the COVID stuff, and they were really strict with the COVID protocols. And I landed in Tokyo, and I tested positive for COVID. I felt great, but whatever. I had COVID.
There's a lot of things to test positive for. COVID's okay.
Yes, and I'll take the.
You still feel
COVID.
great.
I'll take COVID for 200, please.
Feel great.
But I felt good. But I said, well, what does this mean? So now I'm positive. I'm already in Tokyo. What do I got to do? And the guy goes, maybe you stay government hotel, minimum.
Yikes.
7 nights. I go, oh, hold up. Like I was like, come on, do that. But then I realized that I know Japan, right? So I've known it now since 2008. I wasn't in danger. No one's gonna come kill me.
Right.
It's gonna be a great.
It's not China.
I mean, it's not whatever.
Correct.
It's
Correct.
not. It's a safe country. I knew I was good, and it was fine.
Yeah.
I was still stuck in a hotel room for 8 nights. 8 nights.
Tiny hotel room.
Very tiny hotel room. And I wasn't allowed out either. It sucked.
It did.
My wife loved it though, because I couldn't drink.
No blood.
She was loving it.
How'd you get food?
They delivered it to
Oh,
me
they delivered.
3 times a day.
Just at your doorstep.
At my doorstep. And
Wow.
It was kind of like North Korea, right? Like it would go beep, and then give me an announcement in Japanese and then in American. Open the door would beep. Like there's no escape. I was texting some of my friends. One of my friends, Chris Jericho, is a big star, right?
Yeah.
He goes, Chado, man, like you gotta to tell them to fly you home. I was like, Chris, I can't. I mean, what do you mean? You know,
Right.
So I would have got back on a plane and left. I said you got arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh my God. Like he started losing his mind just thinking about it. But
Yeah, you don't want to get arrested in another country.
no.
But it sounds like it
But
was a good stay.
Japan. It was great.
Yeah,
I could do Uber Eats. They would bring it to me. So they fed me 3 days.
This is
3
great.
times. Yeah. Anyway, Japan's got great food though. The best. Chris, we just went.
Yeah, you just got back not too long ago.
We just went in January. We ate out every night, and Japan's different. They're very giving, right? They're just great fans, but I call them sponsors. But they're my friends. They just take me out. And they buy my food all the
great.
time.
Yeah.
So 4 nights in a row, we ate wherever I wanted to go. He would say,
And I mean, like,
tonight, where do you want to eat? And I'll tell him.
Millions of people got COVID in all our 50 states. You got COVID in Japan. That's a story.
And I got to
That's
relax.
great.
And I got to relax and sleep.
Yeah,
in.
That's what I'm
sucks. You
saying.
know what I mean?
It's a cool
I
story.
wasn't
I mean,
changing
you got, like-
diapers. I wasn't taking kids.
Yeah, you got like
to
20
school.
kids. This is a break for you.
Yeah,
you know?
I was. Listen, let's keep it on the down low, but I kind of enjoyed it.
That's
I'm sure
what
you
I'm
did.
saying.
Down low.
This is
Exactly.
great.
All right, I got wrestling. Like a
Let's
huge WWF fan, which was
Yes.
the WWF
Oh, yeah.
back then. Obviously, when you were watching it, you mentioned a couple names. Dusty Rhodes was one of my favorite. The American Dream.
Ultimate Warrior.
I
Rock
mean,
and
we
Roll
were
Express.
talking. We were talking the other day, and you said you got to hang out and work with the Rock and Roll Express, which was one of like when Preston and I met, we felt like we were the country boys of Rock and Roll Express. You know what I
We
mean? It
still
was like,
say that sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean,
What was that like, dude? I mean, that's childhood hero, right? I mean, you love those guys.
I had posters of them in my room, the Rock and Roll Express, and I was 6 or 7 years old. And their sign was that "I love you" sign, right? I'd walk by it and I'd flash it up. I'd flash my hand at the poster. They were my heroes.
Yeah.
this is great.
And then they turned into my friends now, right? Because like I've seen them now since I've known them since 2000.
I mean, they've definitely aged.
Did
for
they
sure.
ever
They
turn
aged.
into your enemy
No.
while wrestling?
Yes.
Did you see?
Yes,
So you had to wrestle them.
we had to wrestle them. Yeah,
That's because you're tag team.
we had to wrestle them, but it was like a dream come true. Right?
Yeah.
and
That's
course.
incredible.
we only got to, we always said people would ask us our dream matches when we were in WWE doing media or whatever. We would say, dude, it's me and my partner versus the Rock and Roll Express at WrestleMania, and like in their prime, right? And but we got to wrestle them in Georgia, and they did about 500 people showed up, and we got to wrestle them. It was great. I mean, but now
Awesome.
That's insane.
and Ricky Morton, the blonde one,
Yeah.
he can still move pretty good for 65 years old.
Nice.
Robert can't move as well.
Right.
Like we're beating up Ricky, right? He's got to tag in Robert for the big comeback.
Right.
Well, Ricky's just about to tag in, and Robert's already got in the ring because he says, I can't wait for the tag, kid. I won't make it. You know what I mean? So he just comes in illegally and starts hitting. It doesn't matter
That's
either. Who
awesome.
cares?
Yeah.
It's all the work anyway, right? But yeah, but just knowing them too as friends is pretty cool because they sit and drink beer with the Rock and Roll Express. Unreal.
So awesome.
Let's get real now. Like, I think Mickey Rourke did that wrestling thing. Great movie. Is it real? There's a lot of guys that go through a lot of stuff, a lot of juicing, a lot of. I mean, you got to be. I mean, you're getting beat up every single day.
Yeah, for sure.
Every day, there's got to be some sort of way to get past it. The show must go on, especially back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, for sure.
They didn't care. I mean, it was
Yeah.
all about entertainment. You see that a lot, you know, especially from your people growing up with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe that's why they're tore up a little bit more and stuff.
Yeah.
But
You know, I've always been really fortunate. I love to drink blood and some cold beers and stuff, but I've been lucky that I never had a vice of taking any kind of pills.
It's great.
I think nowadays with the drug tests and protocols and stuff, like if you pop for anything, you're,
oh, okay,
you're
so they're
gone.
drug testing like
yeah,
all the
so that's
time
the
now and
same
stuff.
question.
Yeah.
And I get tested every month, and now
Yeah.
it's supposedly random, right? But I think I'm on it all the time because I'm not gonna flunk.
Well, you're doing lunges at 5:30 in the morning while I'm in the hot tub.
Yeah,
I'm looking over across the street.
I am back lunging again. by
You're
the way.
back?
I took off about 6 months, and I did it for the first time again last Wednesday.
Yep.
And I'm just now able to move.
It's painful.
It's one of the best workouts I could tell anybody to do.
Yeah, a
Lunges.
core. Yeah, it's a core workout
Just
too.
walking lunges, dude. If you do walking lunges and watch your diet, you'll have a 6-pack.
Really?
I'm going right there.
Do you just
Okay.
Now, I
go
don't have a
out for a
six-pack
walk
now.
on the sidewalk in the neighborhood and just lunge it out all the way down?
No problem.
You're that guy. Just walks by
Yeah.
people's houses
No
lunging.
problem. I got.
Say hi to people while you're lunging.
I'm lucky. I got a little basketball court over here.
Yeah, he's got it.
So I just
great.
go around the court or I go around the pool.
But I wanna imagine you just taking neighborhood walks in full lunge.
I would.
Yeah.
I mean,
would.
it's great.
No problem. I've done it on the beach before. I mean, when I go.
Ooh,
down for
beach
July
lunging.
4th,
That sounds
beach
tough.
lunging.
You know, so you live on a pond. I don't know how much I'm supposed to say. I mean,
Bring it
I don't
on.
want to.
Just don't give the addresses
I'm
away.
not giving out addresses, but there's
55.
this awesome there's this awesome pond back here.
Yes.
And I love bass fishing in it. But lately, I have this alligator that follows me around and tries to eat my bass before I can reel them up to the shore.
Out back here.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
he's been little guy, 4-footer, 3-footer.
I want to
Yeah.
say he's bigger than 4 foot.
He's not big. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna
he's
post a
big. I'm
video.
surprised
You
he
tell
was
me.
a fish.
I'm not an alligator specialist.
Yeah.
but I think he's bigger than 4 foot. What I would like to submit is while you're doing lunges one morning,
Yeah.
I would like to be bass fishing. I want you to wrestle this gator.
Nope.
I want to see
scared
what
of
happens.
I am too.
Dude,
I can get him all the way to the edge. He follows my bass all the way to the edge,
Yeah.
about 3 feet from me. He seems to be scared of me, actually.
Yeah.
Because he will
They are
not come
scared
on
of
the
you.
shore while I'm there, but he wants my bass so bad. He can't, So, anyway, maybe if you're standing there, when I reel up, you can just grab him and put him in a full Nelson or something.
Dude, I don't know if I've told you, Chris, this story or not, but I thought I did. Whatever. I was outside doing lunges one time.
Here we go.
And I saw a big gator out there.
Well, we've had some
How big is
10-footers,
a big deal?
11-footers.
So this was a big one. This
He's
was
probably
a-
11-footer.
This was a big son of a bitch.
Well, the one that was caught by your house was 11
That
feet.
one was a big one.
Yeah.
But this one was sitting there. And I got the last bit of this on video. I said, I got it. And all of a sudden I saw this turtle. And the turtle was crossing from the marsh area
Oh, no.
into the pond. And I went, there's no way this ends good for the
Yeah.
turtle, right?
This is
but
over.
maybe
But you're seeing it.
in the wild he doesn't see the turtle.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And the turtle obviously can't see the gator.
I pull my video out. Just let's have a look at this. All of a sudden the gator just turns and looks at that turtle, and I went, oh,
Oh no.
and pounces on that turtle.
Get
And they're
out.
quick.
takes him into the pond, and obviously he's gone.
He crushed the turtle.
Crushed that turtle, and I've got it on video.
Yeah, man.
I got it,
He ninja'd the turtle.
dude. But that gator was
I don't
chilling,
think
and then the gator just went. I can still see him turn to the right, and then I went, oh no,
Get out.
and I got the
the
attack.
gator
right on.
splinter. No, the gator is Shredder.
Shredder.
I've got
all
the,
I know,
I've got the attack on video.
He killed Donatello.
they're quicker than people
It
think.
wasn't
'cause
Donatello. It was-
They come in. He comes in so smooth and chill, and then goes underwater and comes up, and you just see his eyes. But then all of a sudden, when he gets too close, it's
It's
like-
crazy how fast they can move in the water.
You're dealing with a dinosaur, people.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mess
That's a
with
good way
that
to put
ever.
it.
You're dealing with a dinosaur.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel sorry for gators at all.
They
you know.
survived a long time for. a
Yeah, they're
reason.
fine.
Yeah.
So
Hey, Chad, can I go back to wrestling?
Yeah.
Do you have to earn your name as far as your nickname? I'm thinking
Good
call
question.
sign in my head right now
Yeah.
of like fighter pilots. Do you earn it? Is it given to you, or is it something you name yourself and got to live up to?
Yeah, I think it depends a lot, right? Because like when I was an independent wrestler for 4 years, I just wrestled as Chad Allegra. Then it was 2 years. Then I turned into a bad guy, and I thought, can you call me Chad Too Bad Allegra? And they were like, oh, that's fine. Like they didn't care. Wrestling's it's hard to explain. It's
I
like,
wish Vince McMahon would call you in
yeah,
and sit you down and be like, "I hereby name you."
he would do that.
like knight you.
Oh,
he would.
Oh, yeah.
he would.
That's awesome.
He's not there anymore. I mean,
No,
making
but for
those
many
decisions.
years, I would love to hear a story where like Andre the Giant walks in and he sits him down and he's like, "I hereby knight you."
Well, that wasn't
Andre
a hard.
the Giant.
That wasn't a hard one with Andre.
Giant.
Man, big guy, deep voice. Let's go.
19
with
foot tall man.
Dude, there's a movie called Beyond the Mat where he has this guy named Drozdov. I can't remember his name, but he used to puke before all of his matches. He'd heard, or before his games. He was a football player, and so Vince is yelling at him, "You got to puke! I need to see you puke!" And he starts making himself puke into a trash can, and his name was Puke.
What?
Darren
So-
Drozdov. He ended up becoming paralyzed in the ring. He took a
Oh,
bad
that sucks.
move.
That sucks.
Oh
But
man.
yeah, but they ended up calling him puke, and that's kind of stuff. Vince would call you in and talk about stuff like that.
Did you not necessarily you pick it? I mean, that one
No,
actually
yeah,
was
no.
given
So
to him.
when I moved to Los Angeles, I wasn't a name by any means. I was a broke independent wrestler, and the person that told me to come to LA said, "Hey, you look like Arn Anderson." 'Cause I was losing my hair at this time, and he said, "And one time I saw you shoot this machine gun in there, so you're going to be called Carl Anderson and the machine gun Carl Anderson." And I go, "I mean, all right,
It's a great name.
That's a great name.
it is. I didn't know it at the time.
It's incredible.
It's awesome.
Now I own the name and all
Stuck with it.
So now I can, and Carl Anderson went to Japan. Carl Anderson got to go to WWE, and so now
Yeah.
I get to have it, and it's mine, and you can't take that shit from me.
That's awesome, dude.
So Carl Anderson can get in trouble sometimes. Chad, you can use it on that area.
Carl Anderson can't get in trouble either.
Do you have
more famous than
That
Chad.
brings up a good question. Do you have a separate ID as Carl Anderson?
My Gold's Gym ID, I'll
like
show you
it.
after, for in Tokyo, has Carl Anderson.
That's
Oh, they're
incredible.
gonna take you. I mean, that's your name over there, basically.
all the way.
Yeah. I mean,
So that means
a
Rock and Roll
it's rock-
Express has their own. They whip it out and they're
Yeah.
like, or the Rock and Roll Express.
I mean, I go to this place, Christo's up the street.
Yeah.
Great place. Well, dude, I didn't know Eric and Theo were massive fans, right?
Really?
They're huge fans, but I've known them now for a year, and they call me Carl. I don't even think about it.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Well, that's what my stepdad calls him.
Yeah, Carl.
Angry
Carl.
stepdad. We're gonna have an episode about my stepdad. Period.
We
Just
gotta
call
get
it
him
Angry
on,
Stepdad.
yeah. You guys
Angry
gotta get him
stepdad.
on.
Like I introduced. Well, I don't have to introduce it. Tom is like. You guys will
He'll
get to know him. You
introduce
see him. He will. Sports fanatic. He probably knows more about you than any of your fans.
All your stats.
Yeah.
Like all your stats, everything, and he just flipped. He's
He
like,
did.
so what's Carl like? And I'm like, Carl. I'm thinking, who? I was like, you mean Chad?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, Carl Anderson, man. He's, he went from the WWE, now he's back at the WWE. What's his buddy like? What are they doing? I'm like, look, just go talk to him. I go up to Chad. We're respectable. I'm like, Chad, we're at some baseball game, and the kids weren't playing, thank God. But I was like, hey, Chad, my stepdad really wants to meet you, bro. What? Hour later?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
You're not getting away in under an hour.
everything. Yeah, oh, he knew
He
everything.
he
was
did,
great.
dude. No,
Biggest
he's
Cowboys fan on planet Earth.
Oh,
Right.
Still talking about their playoff
that's
loss.
that's the one thing we're gonna bring up is the Cowboys' last play for sure.
Yankees.
Yankees,
So
he's a
I-
Yankee fan.
I do have another
Owes me money.
wrestling question. What is the stinkiest move you get stuck in and you're like, get me the fuck out of this?
I'll tell you. There's been times when guys just haven't washed their gear. 'Cause, you don't wash,
I knew
especially
it.
in the independents.
Let's name names.
Should we name names? Is there a dirty ass out there we need to call
Well,
out?
who was the big guy, the sumo guy that would sit on you?
Oh boy,
That would
that's even
have
worse.
been Yokozuna.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so I
that
mean,
would've
hopefully he's watching his jock.
I'd imagine he was. So he was actually Samoan, right? So he's family with Roman Reigns and those guys.
Oh, nice.
Yes, Yokozuna was, and he was a legend, man. But I think the more up you go, the more the brothers wash their shit.
Right.
So I can't think of anything in the recent years because most of us are like, come on, we're grown men. with
So what's the
families,
move?
wash your
Like,
gear.
and
It
not
would be
necessarily
like-
guy, but the move, and you're like, oh man, why we got to
It
do
would
this
be
move?
like if somebody hadn't washed their gloves. Maybe they're wearing gloves, and they
Oh,
grab me
boy.
by like the face and push me over there. But in their gloves, I'm going, oh, come on, dude, get the gloves out of my
Yeah.
hand. Or if they put me in like maybe a head scissors where my head's between their knees, and they
No.
haven't washed their knee
No.
pads. But
You're worried about knee pads? I'm worried about something else.
Well, I haven't smelled any
Okay,
stinky
good.
buttholes or anything.
Like
I
to
mean,
call
that would make
like to call
you
that
angry.
flamunda.
In the
Flamunda.
ring.
I mean, that would
yeah.
make you extra angry. At that point, you're extra angry. Now you're just gonna just destroy him.
Yeah, no, yeah, I can't think of anything, especially recent. Maybe some
Well,
underarm,
that's good.
maybe some underarm stinky.
Good hygiene.
Good
hygiene.
hygiene. You
That's
gotta
great.
have good hygiene.
What do you think of Logan Paul?
Dude, he's been cool.
I mean, we've met him a couple times. He's a really good guy.
He's
but
a nice dude, man. Good brother. And
I mean, it looked like he's doing well.
He seems like he's taking some big risks early
Yep.
to make a name for
yeah,
himself.
for sure. And he's killing it though. Like, dude, he's doing good.
I mean, that last move he did where
Where they
they
jumped
came
across.
I mean,
Yeah.
that was
Oh yeah, that was
pretty
yeah.
Pretty
spectacular.
insane.
That could
Yeah.
be that could have ended badly, but
Yeah.
that other kid that he hit that move with, his name's Ricochet. I've known him for probably 15 years. He worked his way all the way up too.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's on WWE TV too, and he can do some insane things.
That's awesome.
Like double moonsaults from like, you know what I mean? Like from the top rope. He can moonsault twice and land on his feet.
That's ridiculous what those guys can do.
Yeah, I mean,
how hard is the mat?
hard.
It is?
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
So it's metal under, then it's 2x4s, legit real 2x4s. Then it's those amateur pads, right?
Yeah.
And then amateur pads, and then
Which gives just a little bit.
Yeah, it gives just a little bit. But it's when you hit, you see a white light. I mean,
Jeez.
my wife got in the ring recently. Well, not recently, whatever.
You wrestled her? What happened?
No, for the
That's amazing.
For the first time ever, I went to the WWE Performance Center, which is in Orlando, when we first signed with WWE. We just went in. I hadn't been in the ring in a couple months, so I wanted to go take a couple bumps because you need to get your body warmed up for it.
Yeah. So that's lingo. Couple bumps.
Bumps will be false.
Okay, I love lingo.
Yeah,
So
we're not talking about booger sugar.
Right.
None of that. Yeah. Another thing I've thankfully avoided. But I looked over and I saw Teeny in the ring, and she's walking around, and she goes, "So is it always this hard?" And I go, "Yes, babe." It sure is.
I mean, did it help you at all when she knew how?
It does, just for a little bit. Then
then she forgets about it.
They forget about it.
Yeah.
Same with us out on the road.
Dude, it's crazy,
Why
dude.
come home,
I feel like your mat is like our bunk.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah. I had to stop sleep. AJ Styles gets a bus. He's our boy.
Yeah.
He's like, sleep, stay on our bus. Stay on my bus. And I was like, all right, cool. And of course, he has a big suite in the back. He
gets the bed.
I'm going to tell you though,
He throws me in a bunk.
sometimes the bunks are better than the master bedrooms in the back.
Sometimes.
So they call it a star coach. Those things bounce around in the back.
But my guess, AJ's got a probably really nice one.
AJ's got a really nice one.
Yeah.
I ain't slept on it yet.
I've slept
All
with
right.
some really nice star coaches. Still like my bunk better.
Really?
We do a lot with our bunks, so we get that. We spend that extra padding and
easy.
stuff,
That's
the
worth it.
eggshells, and socks.
Yeah, we do put the memory foam in and stuff. And
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't like the bunks anymore.
yeah,
So we go to the Marriott.
You go to the that's your bunk now.
Yeah, that's better.
Going back to the Logan Paul thing, do you like these guys that are from the outside coming into the sport? I mean, I know it brings a lot of eyes, but do you feel like is there any of man, that guy hasn't paid his dues and now he's at Royal Rumble? Is there any of that?
I think that used to maybe have been an issue back in the day with the 1990s or 80s,
Right.
or maybe the early 2000s, but I don't feel that anymore.
No.
I could care less, right? If you bring an eyes to it, I think that's great.
I mean, anything that brings the popularity to what
Dude,
you're doing, it's
I'm
great.
with it. Yeah, I can't stand that jealousy stuff or think he didn't pay his dues, like he shouldn't be here. Like, I don't care. Like,
Do you think you speak like? Do you think a lot of people think the same way you do?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
I'm at least there. I think at least 80% of the guys just don't care as much. But I think there's probably still some that.
There's probably a couple old school guys that are like,
What about McAfee? What do you feel about McAfee?
I think he's done great. I think he's brought eyes. He's done amazing in commentary.
right.
I haven't even got to meet him yet because I'll
Okay.
get to meet him. I think he's back on SmackDown now, which is on Friday nights.
Yeah.
And I fly to Greenville tomorrow for that, so I'll meet him for the first time Friday.
That's pretty
I'm
awesome.
a big
couldn't-
Colts guy, so
You
I
couldn't
love
be a bigger
McAfee.
fan of the sport.
Yeah,
So
he's
of
done
your
and he's
sport,
done
so
well too. Like he's done good.
Oh, yeah.
They're happy with his work. So
That's really
So
cool.
we get this question a lot, and you don't have to answer it. I would like you to answer it, but it is one of those things where people are like, "Oh man, you have all these artists that you grow up watching. You have these wrestlers you grow up watching. When you meet the one, has there been the opportunity where you're just like, man, I wish I never would have met him because he was my childhood star, and that person just let me down."
Tough question.
it's a tough question, but if just to be 100% honest though, like everyone's been like. I just saw the Undertaker last week, and like I haven't seen him in a while.
Right.
And I was like, "Fuck, is he?" Because he never got released, or does he look down on people that get released? I don't know. Does he?
Yeah,
he's
right.
the Undertaker.
Right.
Sure.
I'm like, "Fuck it, now there he is."
Does he bury you when you've been
Yeah,
released?
does he not wanna
Is
see
he the
me?
actual
Eyes roll
Undertaker?
back.
Does he think I'm a loser or whatever? And he's like, he just goes, "Oh boy, it's good you guys are back," and he gives me a
That's
big
awesome.
hug, right? And
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
"Oh, of course, and there's my friend, the Undertaker, right?"
Yeah.
But, dude, maybe some independent guys that I thought I looked up to
Yeah.
that nobody knows,
Right.
that I got in the ring with and maybe took some advantage of me when I was a kid, younger.
Right. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Whatever, and it's like, you know what, now I hate this guy.
Right.
But like, dude, meeting Ric Flair, Triple H, Hulk Hogan. I just saw Hulk Hogan last week. And they were all, dude, they're all brothers.
Yeah, well, I've heard you talk highly about Triple H a lot.
Yeah, he's the one that brought us,
Yeah.
you know, signed us the first time and this time too. So
That's awesome, dude. I mean, there's so many questions I could go. I mean, like, okay, one more. You ever been hit hard by accident?
of course, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a big one on probably 2017. I think November-ish. We were in on Raw. You can find it on YouTube. I'll send it to you. A link. We were in on Raw in Scotland, Glasgow, Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? And Kofi Kingston, the New Day, is a trio. They're famous brothers.
Yeah.
Really good.
Great. Yeah, very athletic.
We had a match with them on Raw. The plan was for me to hit the ropes, and Kofi does a spin kick and hits me in the face. And I'm usually really good about putting my hand up and just, quickly taking a shot and blocking it, but making it look awesome.
Right.
Nope.
I'd finished the match, apparently. And I was in the back in the trainer's room, and I go, dude, where are we? And they go, you're in Europe. And I went, oh, wow. And everyone went, oh, geez, what's wrong with him? It was the 10th time they told me that we were in Europe.
Oh, you had a concussion, buddy.
So, a bad one.
That's a bad concussion right there.
Bad one. So I guess he missed my hand and kicked me right in the head. But I finished the match on just autopilot.
I mean, does he apologize for that?
Oh, of course. Yeah, great dude. It was more my fault because I didn't take it right, I think. Because I'd rather you kick towards my face.
Yeah.
I'll do what I got to do to make it look.
So there hasn't ever been like a move you didn't plan on from someone, and you're like, okay, now I'm going to kick your ass in the street tonight after the show.
Most of the boys are pretty professional, but like I think there's
once in a while.
There's definitely times when you catch one and it's like, all right, dude, and then you're bringing it back.
Well, it's probably hard
for
too,
sure.
because if the crowd, being a professional is being a professional, but hard when the crowd's pumping, the adrenaline's pumping, and it's like,
for sure,
maybe you go a little too hard or a little too low or whatever, and it's like the moment got the best of them.
Is that where you take it back to the lobby of the Marriott and you're like, all right, tonight in the lobby, you're getting your ass handed to you?
I've never had that. Now
Okay.
I've had issues with.
What about your brother? What is your big boy brother?
Big brother's had a couple where
Yeah.
but they stop. It usually ends around when the match is over and we get to the back.
Oh, it's you guys know how.
I
to
mean,
turn it
he's a
off.
big boy though.
And because you got to be able to talk to each other. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
You're going to be.
Right.
But I just wrestled so January 4th in Tokyo. I wrestled my friend Tama, and man, the crowd's rocking and we're hitting each other and we're hitting each other hard.
Yeah.
And it was a little too hard, but
Adrenaline's
but it was okay.
That's okay.
Right.
We were both
Yeah.
so pumped, but it was.
That's awesome.
That's the
Kind
little
of
things. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Then also you wake up the next day and you got stuff on your. You can barely move.
And you're texting him. You're like, why do we do that to each other?
Because we're pumped. Dude.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, man.
Hey, so Jeff Jarrett's a good buddy of ours.
Oh, yeah.
You wrestled him before?
Dude, he joined the shirt that I'm wearing. He joined the Bullet Club back in 2013.
Okay.
Nice.
Somewhere, yes. I've known Jeff a long time.
Great guy, man.
I don't think I've ever had to wrestle him, but we've teamed together. We've been in like the Bullet Club group together.
Yeah.
So I've been around him a lot.
I don't know if you know this, but Chris and I were part of Slammiversary.
Yes.
And
TNA Slammiversary.
Jeff Jarrett actually gave me one of his guitars, and we slam it, not over anyone's head like we wanted to, but we slammed it on the ground, and pyro goes off. And I mean, we got to feel kind of just a little taste of what you guys feel.
That rush.
For like a moment. And I mean, it was like, they told us it was going to be like 14 seconds of pyro. And I mean, it was unreal, the energy that you guys get to feel every night.
All I remember is them saying, "Don't move over 1 foot or you're gonna get fried."
You're gonna get killed.
A
And
guy
I'm like,
in a full
holy
suit.
shit.
He was wearing goggles and a
Yes.
head. I mean,
And I'm standing a foot from this pyro. He's like, "Just don't step over a foot." I'm like, "Why are you wearing that and you're 10 feet away?"
yeah,
That's funny.
Yeah, that's some scary
it
shit
did
right
get
there.
warm. That pyro's hot,
It does get hot and it's loud
Yeah.
too.
and you
very
can't
loud.
look back because real heroes don't look back at the pyro.
Yeah.
Real hero.
They'd rather
gotta-
catch fire.
Like Wahlberg. You just walk
Yeah, you
away
just
from the
walk
explosion.
away or
Wahlberg.
stand.
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark
Like in
Wahlberg.
all his movies.
That's how you know you're a badass when he's like, "Who?
yeah.
Who?"
I was just talking about movies, but
I mean,
he's not talking about wrestling.
know
yet.
Mark
I like where you're at
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
You're like, "Who?"
I didn't know who you were talking about. I thought you meant Goldberg, but called him Wahlberg.
Oh, Goldberg. That's
Goldberg's
right, dude.
awesome.
Yeah. Now Goldberg used to go through the used to have pyro hitting his face.
That dude was legit.
Who was your
dude.
favorite wrestler growing up?
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair, okay.
Yeah, hands down. And the Rock and Roll Express.
He was just the Grand Marshal for Gasparilla.
Yeah, he lives here now. He lives in Tampa.
He's
so
nuts.
awesome.
Yeah,
He's right
nuts.
in Tampa
Who
now.
was yours, JR?
Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
100%.
Chris?
Oh, man. Road Warriors.
Road Warriors?
Road Warriors.
I gotta say, close second for me, Bushwhackers were pretty awesome.
The Bushwhackers
too.
were awesome.
That's funny.
There was a
I've never
time
heard
where
that.
I loved Jake the Snake. I mean, I was
Jake
like,
the Snake Roberts,
this
baby.
guy. I mean, when the bag would come out, and then the snake. I mean, what a
It's
what a
still
gig.
it's
was
still up in the air
Gallows'
if my aunt slept with Jake the Snake.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
What?
It's still up in the air.
Can we put a picture
And Flair,
of your aunt
and Flair.
Jake the
Did she
Snake?
call him Jake the Snake as
And
well?
Flair? Was it a double team?
I don't know this.
Was it a tag team? The original tag
she
team?
ran around with all the WWF guys back
Which
in the day when
aunt?
she was saying
Wow.
Aunt Linda.
Aunt Linda.
She's
Listen,
beautiful.
listen,
Beautiful woman.
Linda.
Absolutely
Aunt
beautiful woman.
Linda.
Bless her heart.
Lovely Linda.
Bless her heart.
Bless her heart.
She was almost Steph McMahon.
That's
I
a
mean,
good
she was
sister
out
right
there.
there.
She could. I think she either dated Jake the Snake or
Dated.
went to
Jake
coffee
the Snake.
Or
with him
hung out
something.
with
yeah.
the snake.
Yeah. But I was a big WWF fan, so she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be with Jake tonight," and I'm like, "Who?"
Oh my
It's
God.
like Jake the Snake.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's rough.
That's right, he says.
It's sort of incredible and it's sort of scary too.
Yeah, it's kind of exciting, but yeah, that's my aunt.
There you go.
I think outside the physical art form of wrestling, I think another art form, and this is just maybe me being a radio guy, is the art of the promo.
Yeah.
Of being able to cut a legit promo that fires everybody up.
Yeah.
Explain to people who don't first know what a promo is, and then the art of it, if you can.
Yeah. That's Bill. You guys know because you do it all the time on the radio.
But a promo's a promo.
Yeah,
like
a
you're
promo's
calling
a promo.
somebody
That's-
out.
A
you're-
promo's a promo because you got to make it believable. You got to
Right.
believe in it. 'Cause if you don't believe your own shit, then they're not going to believe
Right.
you, right? What you say. Well, promos you're just hyping up the match, or you're hyping up the show, the fight.
looking right into the camera
Looking right
most
into-
times.
Looking right into the camera, or you're looking at the announcer,
Right.
because you're not allowed to look at the camera in WWE a lot of times. They like to. In the back, they like you to look at the announcer or the announcing chick.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, dude, it's an art. It's just an art. I mean,
So,
guys like The Rock,
is
and
it just
Stone
reps
Cold
then?
Killed it. Reps, dude. Teeny is my wife's caught me many times screaming into the mirror. And I'm just
Gotcha.
But you're talking
It's
though.
my whole,
You're
I'm
not.
screaming. My whole
Yeah.
life, my whole life since I was a kid, I brushed my teeth and I just started doing a wrestling promo.
Wow, I love that.
He's got a
Right,
great
hey,
gym
will
in
you
his
write
house
one for
too.
me?
My whole
I need
life.
one for tomorrow morning when I brush my teeth. I'm just gonna go off.
Dude, I don't know why it's not, like especially as I would go to Japan, I think of who my next opponent was. I'd just be looking in the mirror, cutting a promo on him.
That's
All right, so you're sitting down with somebody who has never watched any wrestling ever, and they say,
Where have they been?
I want to be introduced to wrestling, and you say, type in this. It's the greatest match of all time. What is it?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Wow,
That's a good one.
Hulk Hogan versus The Rock, WrestleMania in Toronto was unbelievable.
Great.
Unbelievable. I mean, like just the crowd reactions, their pauses and stops and looks at the crowds, and
Yeah.
everything was perfect.
Everything.
Perfection. I mean, I also you could watch Ric Flair versus Ricky Steamboat from 1987. I mean, that's gonna be a clinic.
Awesome.
Right? Or Ricky Steamboat versus Macho Man Randy Savage at WrestleMania.
So Steamboat's one of the top dudes
Steamboat
of,
can
all,
go.
of all time.
Steamboat can go.
What happened to
Midnight
Randy
Express
Orton?
versus Rock
Where's
with-
Randy Orton at?
He's hurt.
Hurt.
Yep, he's been doing it for so long. He's around my age, but he's been in WWE since I started training.
Yeah.
He kind of his dad helped him get in there.
He's always in the bad guy. Everybody's like,
he's always he's been a good guy too though. But he's a good brother.
good.
I always liked the Hulk and Paul Orndorff.
Yeah, there you see
That back and
Mr.
forth
Wonderful.
thing, yeah,
WrestleMania 1, I think it was.
right. And it carried over through the next. I
Generation.
loved it.
Hogan's Brutus the Barber Beefcake cousin.
I think they're just buddies.
They're just buddies. I always thought growing
Hogan
up they
just
were
always
cousins
helped
for
get
some
hired.
reason. Yeah,
He'd always get him a job.
that's awesome.
Yeah. He always took
Come
care
on
of
in, buddy.
Yeah, Randy's a good dude, man. He's been doing it for a long time. 6'5", looks like he can't go anywhere because he looks
Sheik
how
still
he looks.
around?
The Iron Sheik.
Yeah,
He's still alive. I don't
Yeah.
think he does much though.
yeah.
He's-
I mean, obviously we know Piper's
he
gone,
comes
but
around in a wheelchair. Yeah,
George the Animal Steel still around?
I think he passed away.
He did.
Yeah, he was one of my favorites too. As a
Me
kid.
too. I
he
like
bites you, man.
He'd
He
eat
bite
that
you, dude.
turnbuckle.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's incredible, dude. So many good things, dude. So many good things about the
Good memories
WWE.
for people. Like,
Yeah.
For
is.
sure. You know where you were and all that, like when you watch those matches. They always give me a story from the road to start episodes, but since we had you, we didn't start it that way. Can we end with a story from the road that maybe it's just something weird happened, some kind of, and if you can involve Stone Cold, that'd be awesome, but you don't have to.
Hey, so we got to intro him.
Yeah.
It's time for a crazy story from the road.
Okay.
By Carl Anderson.
dude, there's so many. Stone Cold. So I threw the first pitch out for the Reds game when I lived in Cincinnati. That was
Awesome.
cool. That was cool. And
Strike?
I threw a great pitch.
That baby.
That's great.
Boom.
That
There you
baby.
go.
That's awesome.
It was really
Well, you
good.
played baseball.
Yeah,
So,
but I also hadn't thrown in a while, and I was a little worried. I was a little worried. Well, on the ride home, I had a good buzz too because I'd been drinking beer the whole time.
What?
On the ride home, I said, "Why is my look at that?" And I showed Teeny, and she knows wrestling, but she doesn't know everything. But she knew this name, and it said Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's calling me, and I was like, "Oh, what the hell's he calling me for?" You know?
This is awesome.
Hello,
already.
and he goes, "What are you doing, kid?" I go, "I'm just threw the first pitch out of the Reds game." Then he went into this thing where he threw out the first pitch to me too, or he threw about a bunch of first pitches out in his run. Well, he called to ask me and Gallo, said we're going to be in L.A. in the next couple of weeks if we'll come to his podcast. So he came and did his podcast at his house, and he's got a 12-pack of beer for us. And he goes, and about 30 minutes into the podcast, he goes, you can still look it up and find it. We did a couple of different episodes, but he goes, I didn't realize you two big sons of bitches were going to come in here and drink 12 beers within 30 minutes. So the beers were gone. My thought was, you're Stone Cold. Like I thought you get a case or something. Then he goes, well, I got my own because he has IPA beers.
Right, he has his own.
And he goes, but I can't drink those. I've been doing this keto, and they get me too drunk because they're too strong.
Right.
But me and Gallows got to go to Stone Cold's house, and we got just bombed and did 2 podcasts.
That's awesome.
And it was fun.
That's a story from the road, right?
Now I will say this: I may or may not have arm wrestled
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Where was this at?
I did.
This
arm
was in the
wrestle
back of Legends in Nashville, Tennessee.
on Broadway.
That's awesome.
He is a
And
good brother. Really
He's a
good
good
dude.
brother.
Really
He
nice
was
guy.
so cool. People were wanting to take pictures of his
He's the
arm. I
most
mean,
famous
he's just
dude in the world.
posing for everybody. I mean, it was awesome.
That's pretty cool.
And I might have won.
He was the most famous dude in the world at one time.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
I think he's a good host too. By the way, on TV when he did his is it broke? What was it? His where he went up to his ranch,
Broken Skull Ranch.
Broken Skull Ranch
down in Texas, right?
Well, was they filmed it in L.A. right?
I'm not sure.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
It was supposed to be in Austin, I think.
Okay, I got you.
But anyway, I thought he was a great host on TV. I was like,
he's good.
legit.
Man. He did WrestleMania last year. He did good there too. Again,
Yeah.
awesome, man.
he's a good brother, man.
Chad, I appreciate you coming by, dude. This is
Yeah, dude.
awesome, bro.
So tell
Thanks
us
for
on
having me, boys.
Instagram where they want to get you if they're listening here and you.
At Machine Gun KA Instagram.
Do you guys still have the cartoon?
No. So the cartoon,
That thing was awesome.
That was amazing.
It was awesome. So it was a little bit. We were a little too risque with it, and so
you got to be.
going back to WWE. We had to let it
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
We had to
Will
let
you
it
tell them to
fly.
call us sometime? We'd love to have a cartoon. I mean,
Yes,
it
no, I
was
wanted to get you guys
incredible.
on it. Just it was.
Dude.
I remember trying to get you. I was trying to get you guys.
I
to
can't
sing
wait
it.
for somebody to draw me to see what I look like.
Dude. Well, listen, who knows? I might have a chance to do it again. We'll never see.
Well, man,
you never know.
You're one of the coolest dudes in all sports.
Yeah, man.
And
Thanks, brothers.
man, it's an honor to have you here. Thanks, man.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Chad Allegra, Carl Anderson.
Let's go.
Machine Gun, WWE in the house. Y'all check him out on all your WWE. You guys at Raw, right?
Raw.
You're on SmackDown too, or just Raw right now?
What's your famous move? What's your famous move?
Me and Gallows, we may have a very famous finisher called the Magic Killer.
Watch out for the
Damn
Magic Killer.
right.
Cheers to the Magic Killer.
Here we go.
There we
Famous.
go. All right, and for the boys right here, 3 favorite colors. The song's out. Make sure you get it. Tell your friends about it. Be a friend. Tell a friend.
It's America.
LOCASH right there. Find out where they're going to be on the road. My name is JR. This is the I Love This Life podcast.
God bless.